Hello everyone and welcome back to Riverbend Springs now after the disaster that was last episode. I'm not going to let that beat us because you can't, these things happen, it was my fault. But today we still have plenty of work to do. Obviously a lot of fields need turning around right now between baling, ripping. There's still one load of harvesting to do, which I'm going to get AI to do. I'm going to quickly though mess around with auto drive. I don't think you've seen a lot of this. The auto drive is, well, I cannot play the game solo without it, to be brutally honest. It makes such a difference to the way things. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a course that should allow the AI to automatically feed the chickens for me. Obviously, we overflowed the silo last time, so that's better. So this is obviously our chicken feed place is there. So what I need to do is come out to him. Can we do a quick UE? Driving my field, I ain't worried. Then when I'm ready, I need to come back and I need to start recording. Ah, of course. First time recording now. Yeah, it's now putting down the course. So what I'm going to do, bring it forward while there. Start reverse now. I need to try and make sure I'm going way too far over here, aren't I can hopefully fix that. Now what I need to check, because if that's in the that isn't going to be in it, is it? Shit. Okay. No, I need to leave that as part of the course that they've set. Gotta be really careful doing this because you can just jump to whichever one's nearest. If that's how much one's not the one you want, then right, so that's that lot cleared out. So let's try that again, shall we? Oh, there's a couple over here actually. I need to get rid of, or else it'll leave markers on my fields. So anyway, I've got this start this course here, so I then go to record from here. I need to try and make sure the back of the trailer ends up in the. That's going to do it, isn't it? That's why you need to go back slightly further than you think you do. So then what I do is I add here. And then when I'm ready, I'll drive back out. Finish recording, and then I'll need to reattach. I need to attach this course into the existing ones. I put that into there. And then I put the start of this one. Also, I need to reconnect. I need to connect that to there, don't I? And then back when I started it, I just need to connect that. I did that right. You gotta make sure you do the right way. I did it the right way, yeah. Back, I just need to connect this one. Now, in theory, that should mean that a tractor set to offload. If I was to do this, so we've still got field 85 over here to harvest. So if I was to do field 85, it'll be under default unless I move it. Chicken feed unload. In theory, he should be able to. So I'm going to use that tractor, which isn't the one I'm just going to run to the back of the other tractor. Give me a second. Also, probably I'll turn them back up because I do believe it affects frame rate as well. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start moving some of this grain over to the grain mill. Obviously, we need to get that going. So we'll take this tractor over to field 85 where we can set this harvest off. It's also going to be the last day that the Boston Max is going to be with us. It's a bit of a sad day, really. It's been a fantastic tool. Really has been worth the time having. It will be missed greatly. Not a lot of hours on it really for a rented machine. Normally we only put a couple on and then they go. You never know, we may get the opportunity to say work with one again. I think my aim might be able to get trained in the background. Oh no, it got through. Hold on, is that just the cab or is the train just not spawning you to range? Ah, it's just a draw distance thing, wasn't it? We only saw the. I thought for a minute that the game would only send like half the train. So which one do we even need? Not the next one, the one after. Well, the one, yeah, the one after it. Like I say, we've not done a lot of dealings in this area. Another area we've not dealt with a lot, so it'd be interesting to see what the plan is for this sorghum to be harvested into that trailer. Hey, he's going that way. I see there's this little exit lane here that the in-game map actually didn't tell me about. So the game map was trying to cheat me. So the plan is to get basically this is chicken food. This entire field is going to be chicken food. Now on the off chance there's more in here than the chickens can take, obviously what isn't used can then go into the grain mill as well. I'm just demolishing every friggin' sign I want today, aren't I? So I need to change him to field 85 as well. And obviously because I'm doing it this way I can use cosplay. A nice big field, so this will probably end up being a root crop field next year. I think beets or something like that. Right, first waypoint. He goes. So in theory, I'd have to worry about that again. Like I say, what I'm going to do first is make the grain mill. We don't have the money to buy it right now, sadly. We do have the money to lease it. Right, so he's off doing that. He's doing whatever he's doing. Like I say, we've got like baling to do, we've got ripping to do, we've got all sorts. We have a busy couple of days ahead of us, people, so I hope you're strapped in. Meanwhile, I'm going to start taking some of this over. I'm in the right place, am I? Right, so I'm going to get all this taken over to the grain mill, then we can start producing it. You guys sit back and enjoy. You know, I really wish I'd taken the time to swap trailers over at this point. I looked up an extension on this thing, but it's like 10 grand, I don't really need. Obviously the Fortuna's like a 30,000 litre trailer, but that's... Unless I do swap tractors, wouldn't it's a bit late now, he's already started. Of course I could do while I'm here, couldn't I? It's going to speed the process up a little bit. ain't gonna do you on the bridge, am I? No matter what I think. Okay, if I don't swap the tractors over, I'll just swap tractors. I'll bring the Massey back out. I don't particularly need the Steyr for anything. Just like I say, the bigger trailer would be handy. I need to set this guy up to be the same as the other one was. That's field 85. Oh, this. I don't know, I won't use his shock. I forgot again. I'm not gonna go that way. It's just because of the high capacity, really. What I will do is I will load what he's taken so far into the chicken coop. Yeah, waiting for call. Yep, so he's happy. Obviously, once it's finished that, I'll have a quick look at contracts, but it'll be a case of getting the harvester sent back. So obviously, there's a lot of this get on with. I want to get enough into the grain milk and get going. Is the long and the short of it. I can do that. Then let's say there's the baling to do. There's a lot because I need to start getting stuff like the oats. If I'm doing any more wheat or barley, which I'll need to this year because it's like a key part of what this farm does, I need those in next month. No two ways about it. They need to be in the ground. But he's got so many jobs to do at once. Let's mention this in the, but I can probably set the grain mill off now. Think about it once in just to get it producing. Sugar is nearly full of wheat. Honestly, I don't think there's going to be too much sex. We've nearly got it all in. Imagine that if there was actually more than enough. That's actually a valid point I hadn't thought about. Limited capacities. And so I'd sort of send this in at this angle here. So this will be a test taxi whether I got my angle right. Yeah, good. As you can see, 13,000 litres of food does not move that long because these are the XXL barns. On 6 months, 250. Let's start off with ours. 500 chickens we're now going to have in there. We now have the chickens, folks. 27 grand spent. Hang on, we may not have enough. I don't think there's actually enough room in the grain mill for the wheat. And wheat flour, because that's what you're going to need. There's enough room for another. We'll see if it's going to be tight. That's a bit better capacity, that's going to slow us down getting there, but I may not move it all today actually, we may. It's maybe enough to get it going and then we can AI do something later because I do want to get on with that. I'm going with the baling, obviously you saw me set the AI off, go ripping. Because I'm once again this year I'm certainly going to rip all the fields. I've said before, you rip them, you've no worries about weeds, you've no worries about anything like that. Rip them, then you don't have to fertilise once, maybe twice. You know, your yields are good. Lime is still something I'm thinking about. If anybody suggestions on a way of doing it, because just the current setup, I just don't think, I think it cost me too much. No, this is definitely gonna make this quicker. I'll do a couple of these ones and then we'll move on to doing the, hopefully trying to get the finished baling, the baling finished. Finished baling. They're actually getting on with that field a lot quicker than I thought as well. So hopefully, as long as that AI can run straight into where I put him and be able to. Anything else? I don't know if I feel any more. We might do if we do some selling. Which reminds me, I've got letters to move. I'll probably just sell that. How's that? He's going through for the 24,000. Yet in the silo we have 26. So, I'm gonna leave that for now then. I just thought, yeah, well, I'll probably just sell the letters quickly and then we're gonna go with the bailing. Man, there's so many jobs to do at the moment. So many jobs. And now we've got chickens, it could be eggs to think about. Luckily, the storage hangar for chilled goods is right across the road because I think eggs will be able to sell once a year for a really high price. Your rope, I mean, rope looks to be a slow burn, but it can fetch really good money when it's. And it's at its peak, so it's worth keeping an eye out. I'm really thinking we have to try out. Remember, I converted one of our really old tipper trailers into a bell trailer, into a flatbed with auto load. So I'm gonna test that out and I'll see how it does. I'll park this over here, grab that, and then we'll go and move the lettuce. Luckily, because there's no crop on that field, we can just drive over right now. There's my fen. I do love that fen actually. I think that's going to be a really great addition to the farm. I get a lot more use of it first thought. I don't think I get more than maybe 2 or 4 bales on this, pallets on this thing, unfortunately. Look at the lines left by whatever left them in there. Somebody's been doing freaking drifting across my field. Yes, that's 3. More spawn. Right, so I'll let you do 4 lengthways like that. Let me put the second one on top. Yes, he will. Now, how's that greenhouse doing for water? Pretty good. Cow pasture's doing good because I really took advantage of the fact it's now an Excel. This little trailer is going to be really useful for moving stuff like pallets around. But we don't really want one of the big ones out. So by looks like if we got too high, that means 8 pallets, possibly the 3rd layer. I don't know. Then we'll take this through the farmer's market and we'll get these sold. 32k easy. That's why it's worth keeping that just topped up. It may not seem like it does a lot, but it does get things sorted. Speaking of getting things sorted, that's reminding me of another job. Something I said I was going to do. We are now going to do quickly. I'll try that there. I should use that barn. I didn't realize that barn was actually big enough for a tractor. I should probably start parking one. I used to park it down the side of the house there. Something I said I was going to do a while ago and I haven't done because I'm an idiot who forgets things too easily. We need cement bags to start off the little barn building over there, so what I'm going to do is get a full trailer of stones. Maybe a few thousand, but it'll turn into profit by the end. And then it should come down here. $1,000 a day. Wow. Never was that expensive. So it's cement bags. I might as well let you run through all of this. At the very least, all of this stones I've got here. There's actually still some kept in there from last time. Wow, it was very close up. I think of bricks on it. At least I could have left it that close, but anyway. I'm gonna complain right now about no materials, let's fix that. Brush the trailers, tyres, actually enjoy life again. There we are, that should get it going. They're just bags for now. See what else it needs after that. The hell Stormwell was doing things like that, I've not been down and looked. Obviously the playground's waiting on rope, quite a lot of it, so it'll be a little while till anything moves there, sadly. Right, so we're gonna get some baling done, so this trusty old guy. I'm hoping to get the message soon saying that the Field 88's done. Could probably have fueled this while I had the chance for. And do that in the yard without the trailer. Yeah, more straw bales. Like I say, I know straw's a commodity we have plenty of, and I mean plenty. But I just don't really, I just begrudge leaving money in the ground. Contractors know. That, cement bags. You look at the payout. It says if you had it, but that's what annoys me, 'cause like I say, if I had more warning, I could probably produce that. Or you could look at it. It was worth producing. Alright. Come on then, palliate, you going for it. Looks like maybe not getting as much off that field as I first thought, but that's the way it goes sometimes. So I've got this one to do, and then I think I did fill it with, I think it's just the two on the far side, isn't it? Including the one that unfortunately we didn't get to complete. I say it's just irritating. As soon as I heard the click of like the day go past, I knew the mistake I'd made, and I hate myself for it, and I will continue to. But we'll get the field ripped, and we'll make a note. Next year we'll make sure we get these things done. I think it was my fault. I shouldn't have skipped that day leading up to this harvest season. I should have done the barley on the first day. Then we wouldn't have had the same pressure on us for the week. But me wanting to sort of make a bit more of an exciting video and also possibly save a day's rental of machinery ended up costing me. I was going to see if I could do 3 at once here, but I don't think I'll be able. I think it's just a little bit too wide, so I'm going to stick to 2 because I know 2 works. And then hopefully that fills him up enough that he's going to start rolling back. See if he actually manages to unload. Hopefully he does, if he does that in the future I can just get it to move stuff itself. And then last we just pick these up. Obviously we'll swing around and collect 4, pull them all into the pallets into the bale storage, which is now really full of straw. I hope that somebody has a run on straw and wants a lot of it. The thing is, a lot of it's only worth like 100 grand, which I know it's still 100 grand, but it's just not worth a lot. I don't use the animal bedding, so I've never bothered with the bedding. But still, it's using the Thermix ration, which reminds me actually. You're full, so we'll turn you off. It may be I end up selling some of that just in case, because sometimes you get that in these contracts, like TMR. If we did, I would probably just go and sell it if the price was good, because it's not like it's difficult to produce. That's that field done into. I forgot to reset that again, but wow, the next one's going to be this thing's 200th bale. We haven't had this that long. For it to have already done 200 bales, I think it's quite impressive. dirt around that. Go over it, and that works as well. Everything gonna fit. You got in him. 2,000 litres. Oh yeah. So unfortunately, like I said, we didn't get the load off that field that I would have liked. Nowhere near. So you should now go to... Whereas what I can do with this is I'll just return this from the menu. Thank you, unless... contracts. Got 13 grand in there. Veg. 15 grand veg. Why is the map not working? That's like opposite ends of the map as well, which doesn't help, and that's the other way. The thing, if it was if they were both really close together, really close, I can't return it. If they were close together, I consider doing it and renting the big harvester just because we'd made the money. I mean, it cost us about 20 odd grand to rent that, but we'd definitely make it back. But by the time you ship stuff up and down the map like that, it's just not worth it. Sometimes I really wish to refigure it slightly where you no longer have a set selfish where people would say like, I don't know how you could possibly do it to me where it's say like, farm wants to field harvesting and the crop selling at the best possible price, you must make at least. And then it would average out the amount of money. So if there was a place that actually paid more than you expected, you'd get a bit of profit, or you get to keep the extra stock or something as they do at the moment. Get these out. I don't know how many's on that field because like I say, I've got to do a reset. Either way, I'm now curious to see if the AI manages to overset him or not. I hope he does. How's he doing down there? Wow, yeah, he's actually gone on with it. Not too badly. No, well, I'm going to get them 2 fields over there. So why don't you guys sit back and enjoy, and hopefully by the time we talk to you again, all these fields will be done. Relax. So that's it, we are nearly done. We probably would have been done if I hadn't taken time to mess around with the other 2 tractors, but you see there, we've now got the Steyr moving barley over to the grain mill, which means I can turn on the barley production as well. And the Deutsch is just ripping another field. Oh, check, I think that class is just outside there. That's a windrow, is it not? Oh no, it's tempting, but I definitely don't have the money right now. Especially once this is done, the bills need collecting, and then we'll be barley flour, yeah. Because I get all the bales picked up, get them put in the barn, and we might finish with the trip over to the sawmill again. So I think that's still going. It's actually everything's turned off right now. I mean, it's just, I think the only thing is wood chips, which I don't need that far. So no, I won't take it to the sawmill then. Forget that. We'll collect the bales and then we'll find something, or we'll call it there. I realised I missed a bit by there as well, but in the game, the bale had dumped the bale around top of the bit I missed, so I'm not going to try and fish it out of that. How was that grain mill doing on barley? His second trailer's going over. Right. 11%, I'm not going to bother unloading any 11% bale, I don't think it's worth it. If they're like 80-90%, I usually will. I might as well leave this here while I grab the bale collector that's over here. So we have to try and find... I might have a look at the mod up, see if there's anything we can do with straw. If there's like an interesting production that we can use straw for, I don't... Off the top of my head, I certainly don't know one. But if you know of one, please do let me know in the comments below. We're going to be a lot of straw, so we might as well try and find some use for it rather than just selling it or mixing it with animal feed. I'm going enough now to never do it again, and I don't have straw for the rest of this series. It's better this time to be collecting bales in daylight, at least I can see what I'm doing. In the dark, it became a case of, well, I guess there's one over there. Right, so obviously this can do auto load like the pallets, but it doesn't become really good except for bale auto load. And bale auto load is better for this job because of this reason. With that auto load for pallets, you have to be stood still to collect. Whereas this, I just have to drive past them and the game just teleports them on for me. Completely realistic, of course, that's what you're all here for, the super realistic gameplay I do. So luckily I don't think even these are going to be a full trailer, so get these three and then go over and get the ones off field too. And there won't be any on the sorghum field, because sorghum, although it leaves that massive stubble behind, you pretty much only take like the very tip of the plant, whereas at least with everything else you take most of the plant. Obviously that's going to need ripping, and like I say, I'm very tempted that that's going to become a root crop. It's because that way it'll be a lot that we can just ship straight up to the canning factory when it's produced. I think there'll be more there than the canning factory can take, so we'd end up selling a load. Which one thing, if you remember last year, I think I made was 100 grand when I accidentally sold a trailer full. You know, the money's there for the root crops. When you look on the charts, it kind of gives you half the story, because it gives you like a really low price, which is true. What it doesn't tell you is the yields. Well, they're far higher than they are for any of the grains, so even though you get paid less, you're producing a lot more. Well, I actually think they're probably slightly better for, slightly better to do. I think it's slightly more money in them, but obviously the equipment needed and that changes that scope of it. If that's something you take into account, which you should do. I'll drop these 22 off and then we'll go over and get the field 2 ones. They don't accept me this time. I keep seeing one I've missed, like I'm literally just about to go and then I just see another one over there. Have a huge basket. Wow, one bale of full load, that's not bad. That's not bad. If I'd have unloaded that partial bale that's in the baler, that'd have been a full load. I don't really need a partial baling yet. There we are. I know people are wondering if we end up filling this bale storage. Now I'm hoping I don't. I'm hoping we can find more of a use for it before then. If we're getting on yet, producing some wool. I think given time to settle in, I think plus I think there's just more being born. We've had 2 lots of sheep babies, I think. Hang on, corner coming. Now we have 3. Yeah, 3 months old. Now the game doesn't tell you what age you start producing wool, it just tells you what age they maturity for breeding. I think I have it turned on then. There we go. Nothing in that top corner, so this one's not going to be a lot either, which is just a shame. I say it's all byproducts. Oops. Here's for flattening one of them. Either there's something with them or they were just outside my range, but I really feel like I should pick at least one of those up. Okay, maybe it wasn't quite close to 7 feet. As far as I can see, that's all of them. Half a trailer, 12 bales. And this over to storage as well. No, we're not going to put that. I was thinking unless we put these into the cow barn, but no, we don't want to do that right now. That kind of brings us to the end of the jobs I had listed. Obviously, the AI is getting one or two bits and pieces I can take over from, but I was trying to think if there's anything else I really could do doing while I'm here. Wait, that's 123, so it's not even, it's just halfway really when you think about it. However, as you see there, 81 of those are straw bales. Okay, he's not going because that's not full load. It's okay. Then while this was that, I get to do one load of wheat as well. Oh wait, at least finish the bar though, because I might confuse him. So if we've done that, should we go down and see the rope maker and see? I don't know if they're quite enough yet for a... I'm not sure if it's not enough, it's 1,000 litres to a pallet. No, but I suspect there's nothing yet. Which is annoying. This is, you know, mow field. Well, grass, I suppose. There's that there. This tractor got washed recently, so that's me doing now. I'm thinking next episode, obviously, we're going to start replanting. We're going to continue riffing these, so we need to be replanting them. Like 88 space ago, which is good because it's one of the bigger ones. So it's good to have the bigger ones ready to go early. What if I take over from this guy? He nearly flattens the car. Wow, already 2 pallets of grain spawned. So that's giving us the best time to sell that will be to next year now. It's always been, I think, January time. Yeah, January look where it's worth 2,500, so hopefully there'll be plenty of that. Then there's quite enough room for all the wheat is the same. Didn't mean to end up in their yard, this is the way it happened. Actually, I thought I was going to hit the fence. I was kind of glad when it turned out I didn't. Let's take it out there, see what he does. Some of the routes this game takes the time to really do puzzle me. I suppose what auto drive try and do is also keep vehicles apart, so by going that way you might avoid some of the difficult junctions. You don't know. He's in for 1 week. I mean, what's left in there? 26.6. We have enough room for 24.3, so we're slightly over. So if we wait till a little bit later on in the day, we'll be able to do that. Until then, we're going to call this one here. So I hope you enjoyed this episode, folks. Feel free to check out the rest of the channel if you did. Thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, comment. And next time, we're definitely going to get this grass mowed soon. It needs to look how far it is on the tractor. Until next time, we'll see ya. Goodbye.